Welcome to the 2016 International Conference on Solid Waste. I'm your host, Josephine. We also have with us Mei Lin, Ganna, and most importantly, we also have COI Leung, the Hong Kong Chief Executive, joining us today. So the conference today will be addressing the urgent issues of the saturation of the 3 local landfills, the wasteful culture in Hong Kong, and the ineffective local solid waste management system. As we all know, the municipal solid waste takes up at least 60% of the total disposal solid waste at landfills, 67% in 2013 and 66% in 2014. From the historical data of the disposal of municipal solid waste, total MSW has been rapidly increasing over the years. Despite the fact that MSW is mainly composed of domestic waste, the year-on-year growth of domestic waste per capita is much less than that of the year-on-year growth of the commercial and industrial waste per capita. This shows that the commercial and industrial factors contribute much more to the rapid growth of the total MSW, and it is a must for Hong Kong to tackle this problem now. Efforts to manage waste and to encourage sustainability include not only the construction of the landfills but also incinerators, the eco parks, and implementing several waste reduction programs such as the successful plastics shopping bag charging, the food waste recycling partnership scheme, and a lot more. Those can be found on our EPD website. So enough about the introduction, and let's start the conference.
Mr. President, I'm sure that you're aware of the current situation in Hong Kong regarding our solid waste management system and how it has become a problem that requires immediate attention. So with all of our landfills to be full in the next few years, and the build-up of incinerators not a popular option due to health issues, are you confident that the past and current efforts in managing waste is enough in coping with the upcoming challenges?
Actually, over the past years, the Hong Kong SAR government has taken diverse approach to reduce solid waste in Hong Kong. First, we implement the 3+1 plan. We expand the 3 landfills and construct an incinerator to reduce the mass of solid waste after burning before sending to landfills, so that it can lengthen the lives of landfills. Second, we built a recycling center in Sha Tin and 2 phases of Eco Park in Tuen Mun. The center recycled 30 tons of solid waste per day. And Eco Parks offer a whole package of amenities for use to sustain and support the development of recycling industry. Third, we held Foodwise Hong Kong campaign. We organized a series of public events in every district to raise the awareness of residents on food waste issue. We coordinate the government department, restaurant, and supermarket to reduce food waste. However, we have to admit such approach only achieves parts of our targets, and the solid waste problem in Hong Kong is increasingly severe. That's why it is urgent for us to find other approach to solve the problem.
So, how about the efforts done in other countries regarding SWM? Is there any effectiveness comparison against Hong Kong that has been made?
I'm glad you've asked. As far as I'm concerned, in Germany, the government is cooperating with businesses in order to find an optimal solution for the solid waste management problem. Here's the scheme. You can see it on the slide. This principle might seem complicated, however, the very essence of it is pretty straightforward. As it could be seen, the European policy started a cyclic system which is mainly concentrated on recovering and reusing the waste in order to minimize, but yet not redeem of waste disposed. The solution presented is quite prospective, allowing designers of the scheme to aim at 61% of the municipal waste being recycled. Despite all of the advantages, the program has certain drawbacks. Firstly, the scheme does not deal with food waste problem, which is probably not that relevant for Germany, however, is still one of the most crucial parts in Hong Kong. Thus, the best way to deal with both degradable and non-degradable products would be to implement cooperation between food selling businesses and charity.
With so many different methods of treating waste in other countries, what is the most feasible and optimal method that should be implemented into Hong Kong?
As we know, the major components of municipal waste dumped in landfills are food, paper, and plastic. To reduce the waste in landfills, critical point is to tackle with these three types of waste. The main direction of our scheme is to apply and strengthen the concept of recycle, reuse, and reduce to these wastes. Food are one of the main concerns of our race. We will try to make more economic incentive to try to increase the rate for commercial to do reduce and recycle in food, such as tax reduction or cash subsidy. Apart from money, we have another way of approach, which is to increase the cooperation of commercial and the charity. We will try to help to reduce the amount of remaining food and also helping the society.
How about the implementation details with different stakeholders? It would be great if we can follow a comprehensive plan.
Mr. C.Y. Leung has mentioned the importance of reducing food waste in Hong Kong. And in order to do that, we need to focus on the commercial and industrial sectors. There are two approaches to give these sectors a monetary incentive. The first way is to impose a tax reduction, where we would reduce their taxes if they reduce their waste by less than that of the industry's average. The second approach is to give them penalties when they outrageously waste a lot more than that compared to their business partners and competitions. Monetary incentives has been proven to work around the world, especially in Taiwan and in the UK. We believe that this would work well in Hong Kong since data from the plastic shopping bag levy scheme has shown a significant decrease in the consumers' use of plastic bags. Besides, you can help to raise awareness of food waste among businesses so that businesses are smarter about their choices in ordering and disposing waste.
Wouldn't business have the incentive to push the duties on to consumers if they are charged with penalties?
It is very possible for businesses to be inclined to charge the consumers, but at the end of the day, if the prices are too high, consumers would not be willing to buy from the same sellers again. Therefore, we believe that businesses should be strategic and smart enough not to push their consumers away with higher prices. Therefore, they would bear this responsibility. They would mostly bear this responsibility by themselves and not push it onto consumers.
What about the second approach?
The second approach for this problem is to introduce a supermarket that would sell food perfectly edible but are rejected for sales from other supermarkets or any other sectors willing to donate. Regular supermarkets would throw out products with damaged packagings, mislabeled items, and products that are out of date very often. But these products are indeed still very edible and suitable for consumers to use. Therefore, by creating this rejected food supermarket, we wish to reduce the amount of edible food wasted by Hong Kong by at least 30% in the long run. Of course, products here would be sold at a lower price in order to compete with the good quality products from conventional supermarket. But our focus customers are not only those who are price sensitive, but also those who are concerned about our environment. And since there aren't a lot of charities that collect food in Hong Kong, we want this to be a collective effort where businesses can donate to this supermarket for charity.
Aren't there food safety issues with selling out of date items?
Of course, this would be a concern for everyone when selecting items that they're going to put in their bodies, but according to the research, non-perishable items like chocolate, cereal, coffee, and other dry products are very edible for sale even after expiry. Meats and dairy are still safe for consumption for at least 1 day after the expiry date on the package. For vegetables, we can still just remove the wilted leaves and they will be as good as new ones. But with that said, it is still important for us to ensure food safety. Therefore, items would be inspected on arrival for any spoilage to prevent health issues from arising.
We are living in Chinese society, where people are very concerned with using fresh food with cooking their meals. How would you appeal to the major consumers with products that are labeled as expired?
We have, of course, taken that into consideration. This is indeed an idea taken from Denmark, where there are huge and significant successes in reducing food waste. People in Denmark even think that it is a pride to buy food from these type of supermarkets. With that said, they also face difficulty at first in promoting the purchase of expired food. We believe that such efforts such as public announcements will make shopping for expired food a culture instead of a way to save money in Hong Kong. This would not happen immediately, but we believe that with time, Hong Kong people will start to change their mindset and start buying expired food as a culture instead of a way to save money.
What about wastes that are also significant to the contribution of MSW like paper and plastic?
Regarding general waste like paper and plastic, we wish to increase the recycling percentage of these two categories by at least 10%. Therefore, we believe that by strengthening the currently existing recycling effort, such as opening more recycling centers and hiring more people to separate plastic and paper waste by type, it can help to reduce the amount of plastic and paper waste by a lot. And we can also resell these items to businesses so that they can recycle these products.
So that's all of the time that we have for today. All in all, we have talked about the urgency of the solid waste problems in Hong Kong, as well as the solutions to tackle it. We believe that by introducing monetary incentives and a new expired food supermarket concept, as well as strengthening the current recycling efforts, Hong Kong would be one of the newest Asian countries to succeed in solving solid waste problems. We hope you have gained your support, and thank you very much.